Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on TRA, the Transport Research Arena, a major conference dedicated to European research and technology on transport and mobility. I'm Antonio Buscardini, and I will have the pleasure to moderate today's webinar. TRA was created in 2006. It takes place every 2 years, but this year it's quite special. It's special because it takes place in Portugal, in Portugal's capital, Lisbon, from the 14th to the 17th November, under the theme Moving Together, Reimagining Mobility Worldwide. This will be a unique opportunity to discuss the newest innovation and future on mobility and transport. Allow me to introduce you, first of all, the 6 driving forces of TRA. Portugal's National Innovation Agency, ANI, the Institute for Mobility and Transport, IMT, the Engineers School Consortium, LNEC, that stands for Portugal's National Laboratory for Civil Engineer, Magellan Circle, a public affairs firm based in Brussels and Porto, and of course the European Commission, the co-organizer. Before we move on with the first speaker, I'd like to remind you that you can ask questions through the chat, share comments, or tweet via hashtag TRA2022. That being said, I would like to introduce you to Monsieur TRA, Patrick Mercier-Handyside. I hope it's like this, I pronounce well your name. Patrick is in fact working for the Commission. He's a senior policy officer from DG Research and Innovation. Patrick will start by sharing the history of this major conference because he was there in 2006 at the early beginning. Patrick, you have the floor.
Thank you, Antonio, for your very kind introduction. Good morning to all from my side. I'm delighted to meet virtually all of you. Hope to see you very soon in Lisbon, Portugal in November. I would like, as mentioned by Antonio, to recall you a little bit why TRA is important, how it was built from the year 2006. As Antonio mentioned, we supported the conference from the Commission side since 2006. And when I say the Commission, it is several services from the Commission. It is indeed DG Research and Innovation, but also DG Mobility and Transport, DG Move, but also the Joint Research Center, and also our executive agency called CINEA. So we started in 2006, in fact, by a road transport conference, which was a unique conference on road transport research, which was co-organized at that time by the European Commission in one side, CEDAR, the Conference of European Road Directors, and AirTrack, the technology on road transport. And after the years, it became step by step a multimodal conference. So this is important that we can tackle all transport mode, but also the cross-modal aspect. TRA, I think, for us, offers a great venue for researchers, policymakers, but also industry representatives. So you have the 3 pillars of research entities to get together and also to contribute to the discussion and how research and innovation can reshape the transport and mobility system. So in fact, TRA includes a broad spectrum of research and innovation activities, going from basic research to application-oriented engineering, but also, which is very important at the moment, social, technical, and economic aspect, as well as a link to policies and standards. As I mentioned, TRA now covers all transport modes, being road transport, rail transport, waterborne transport, aviation, but also cross-modal aspect, for example, logistics aspect or urban mobility aspects. So it is really a unique occasion to discuss synergies and complementarities. TRA, Transport Research Arena, is not only a conference. It is, that is mentioned in its title, an arena. So it means that we will here to discuss and meet people from different areas and to move together, which is a motto of the conference, moving together, reimagining mobility worldwide.
Patrick, very often people ask throughout this campaign, how can the Commission flag its priorities and strategies? Because you said that this moved from a conference to an arena, and this is also a unique opportunity for the Commission to share their priorities. How are you going to do that in November in Lisbon?
Thanks for your question. Indeed, as I mentioned, TRA is a unique conference. It is the transport research conference that is organized every 2 years. But the aim of the conference is also to support different policies supported by the Commission. First of all, the research policy, of course, with the different framework programs where we support different type of project and research innovation, and also the European research area. We support now Horizon Europe, but many projects that will be presented during TRA will be coming from Horizon 2020. It is important that the themes of the conference are directly linked to the key main themes of the new Commission. This is to say the green and digital transition at EU level, to have a transport which will be smarter, greener, but also very much inclusive. On the 4 themes of the conference, there will be, it will be presented later by any different theme per day. The first one will be smart mobility and society. This is very important to support digital Europe, but also intelligent transport, activities like intelligent transport system, but also cooperative mobility, and also artificial intelligence. And as I mentioned, it is also important to link it with a more inclusive and social society, but also user acceptance. The second theme will be green mobility and decarbonization. It is obviously one of the main focus of our future research on transport policy activities linked with EU Green Deals, but also with the Fit for 55 package, which it just followed. Then there will be an important theme on innovative infrastructure for Europe in 2030. So this is, we want to make the link between research and transport infrastructure, being from road, rail, etc., ports, airports. Also make the link between research and deployment, in particular with the so-called Trans-European Transport Network, also called CEF, Connecting Europe Facilities. On the last day will be on policies and economics for a competitive Europe. So there we would like also to support through our different activities and sessions, the competitiveness of the EU industry, which is very important also, especially at this moment of difficult times in the field of energy. So to support competitiveness, and in particular with the new instruments that we have put forward on Horizon Europe, which is so-called partnerships. So we will mention that. And finally, I want to say that most of the sessions that have been organized for TRA will be supported and are organized in a way to support the sustainable or smart mobility strategies, which had been released already nearly 2 years ago.
I understand. Well, this year is the European Year of Youth. I understand that TRA is also paying attention to that. Could you tell us a bit about how you're going to frame it?
Indeed, young people, young researchers, I should say, in the field of transport are very important. Also for our commissioner, Maria Gabriel, who is taking over not only research, but also the all young researchers dimension with the Erasmus programs, etc. Indeed, we will launch what we call the TRA Awards for young researchers. This means that we will give some awards to some key researchers, which are either on an MSc, MA, or PhD level, and we will come to TRA. We just made the selection of the main different proposals we received. So we received several hundreds of proposals from young researchers for this award, and we'll be able to invite 15 researchers from the different sectors, road, rail, maritime, aeronautics, but also cross-modal. And we'll give the award on the first day of the conference during the opening ceremony. So it will be a unique occasion also for this young researcher to present their activities, but also for the more senior one, I would say, to discuss with them and also with industry representatives. So it is, I think, key to support this type of activity for us.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Patrick, for your presentation in this happy note. It's always good to have an award and to recognize knowledge within the EU. So it's a first start for the first day of the TRA. Now we are going to move to the host city. So the event will take place in Lisbon. I have to say that I will try not to be biased because I'm from Lisbon, so it will be quite difficult. But as you know, Lisbon is an important city, being a capital, and also in the latest years it has attracted a lot of events. One fun fact is that last year 145 international events took place in Lisbon, and it beat, for example, cities like Amsterdam, Prague, and Copenhagen. Who best then visit Lisbon, that is part of Visit Portugal, so the entity promoting Portugal as a touristic destination, to talk about this. So Ana Ribeiro from Visit Lisbon is here. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Antonio. Good morning from Lisbon. On behalf of Turismo de Lisboa, we'd like to say that it is a great honor to receive the Transport Research Arena next November in our city. Lisboa was the starting point of many trips. Traveling is part of our history. It was from Lisboa that in the 15th century, brave navigators depart to discover new routes and a new world. And now it's time for you to discover our beautiful Lisboa, attending TRA 2022. In fact, in the last years, Lisboa became a fashion destination due to direct flight connections, new trendy and renovated hotels, multitask meeting facilities, varied cultural agenda, lively nightlife, and excellent gastronomy. We have the best custard tarts in the planet. Our delicious Pastel de Belém is produced in Belém district, not far away from the Lisbon Congress Center, where TRA will be held. So all of this, combined with mild weather, our natural and friendly way to receive people, makes Lisboa a place where people like to meet. So let's meet in Lisboa. We invite you to attend TRA in our city. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anna. So now that we know that the conference truly is taking place in Lisbon and we are all welcomed, I suggest that we move to the real bread and butter of this conference. For that, I'm happy to introduce Marta Pinto and Luis Maia, who work both for ANI, so as I said previously, Portugal's National Innovation Agency, and leading partner of this consortium. They will present the main highlights of this conference, and for those who are still considering to participate, I think they will have some key answers. Marta is in Lisbon, Luis is in Brussels, and that's a good bit to start. Please, you have the floor.
Well, maybe I can start just to say hello to everyone. Good morning to you all. As you can see, I'm in an airport, which goes with the theme of TRA of transport. And unfortunately, there were some technical issues, so I'm not able to use my headphones. But I hope you hear me well. If not, let me know. And maybe now I'll just pass the word to Marta for her to present herself.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me well as well. I'm very happy to be here and to make a brief presentation about the TRA, and we are very much looking forward to meeting you all there. So can I just ask the organizers, please, to give the permissions to Luis to share the screen?
I think you need to give us. Okay. So I will start the presentation. Are you seeing my screen? I think you are.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. So let me know if you cannot hear me well. So I'm gonna do the first half of this presentation and then pass to Marta, and you're free to pose all the questions that you want. So as you heard before, TRA 2022 is going to take place in Lisbon in November this year. And just to give you an idea of the main highlights of this conference, of course, Patrick has already made a short description of what is TRA, what to expect at the TRA, and which is the largest European research and technology conference in the area of transport and mobility. And the theme for this year is moving together, reimagining mobility worldwide. And as was mentioned before, it will take place from the 14th to the 17th November in Lisbon, in the Lisbon Congress Center. So, like in big numbers, what to expect in this conference? It's a 4-day conference, and so you have 4 plenary sessions, 1 per day. And each day we have 3 strategic sessions, so 12 in total. We expect to have, for sure, more than 1,500 participants, probably more than 2,000. It's going to be 4 days. We have more than 15 demonstrators, 30 hours of programming, some technical visits, a lot of scientific and technical sessions. So you'll have a lot to explore in this year's edition of TRA. I would like to just give you a brief overview of the program. If you go to the website, you see that it's already possible to check the program overview. And well, you can see the example here. You can download the printable version, or you can just see it day by day. And you see, first day you have the opening ceremony, of course, and then the plenary 1, 3 strategic sessions, and then you have all the scientific and technical sessions. For the moment, we have the detail for the opening and closing sessions, as well as the 4 plenaries and the 12 strategic sessions. The details about the scientific and technical sessions should be published probably in the beginning of October. So pretty soon we'll also have all that finer detail of all the sessions, poster sessions, also the invited sessions, etc. But in any case, if you go to the website already today, you can see that here you can click on any of the sessions. And for example, if you click on the opening session, you have here the description of the opening sessions, including the names of the people who are going to be there speaking. Of course, if you look here, you see that many names have this asterisk after the name, which means they are not yet confirmed. But still, we're getting more and more confirmations, and it's in the next few days and weeks we'll get even more confirmations. In any case, we have many names that are already confirmed. And for example, in this opening session, it's going to be opened by the Portuguese Minister for Infrastructure and Housing, Pedro Nuno Santos. And then you can see we're going to have a high-level industrial roundtable panel with the participation of high-level people from different areas, from the Siemens Mobility, more from the rail sector, from the sea sector, logistics, vehicles, of course. And we also have the presence of ANI, which is us, the National Innovation Agency of Portugal, which is going to speak in this first panel. And then you can continue with the description of each one of the plenary sessions. Again, some of the names are confirmed, others are not. In this first plenary session, I could point to the name of Mário Filipe Campo Largo, who is the Portuguese Secretary of State for Digitalization and Administrative Reform, Modernization. And he used to work in Brussels, as many of you know, so it's probably a familiar name. But we have many other confirmations, only one person yet to confirm. So you can see people from different areas that are going to be present in the session. And an important thing that I haven't noticed yet is that these 4 plenary sessions, as well as the opening and closing, and some of the strategics, are going to be moderated by Jackie Davis, who is she's a professional moderator with experience in past TRAs. If you've attended TRA in the past, you're probably familiar with her, and you know that she does an excellent job in making these panels really interesting panels that the audience really loves. And so this is we consider that this is a huge value added to be able to count with Jackie Davis. Then we can go to plenary 2, green mobility and decarbonization. Again, you see the names, some confirmed, some not. In any case, I'm not going to be here going name by name, but I'm presenting this to you especially to give you an idea of what you can find on the website. And I would like to invite you to go to the website, to check the sessions, to see the names, to see what you're interested in, because many information is already on the website. So if you're thinking about coming to TRA, do buy your tickets and check the main session to see so that you can confirm that it's going to be a really interesting conference. Again, plenary 3. Also with the speakers, some description below. We have plenary 4, policy and economics for a competitive Europe, and to finalize the closing session. In the closing session, the idea is to have a closing intervention with hopefully our Ministry of Science and the Commissioner for Transport. And then we're going to have Professor José Manuel Viegas doing kind of a wrap-up of all the conference. He has been involved in the TRA conference since the beginning, and he has a lot of knowledge in the area of transport. So he's going to deliver some main conclusions, and then we're also going to have a handing over ceremony for the next edition of TRA 2024, which is going to be in Ireland, in Dublin. So we're going to pass the baton to them. So this is going to be a very interesting ceremony. And now I would pass the word to Marta. Maybe I can continue presenting the slides, but I'll pass the word to Marta. Marta?
Okay, thank you, Luis. Thank you very much. So now that we got to see a little bit of the program, which again, it's already published on the website, I would like to invite you all to know some more details that are part also of this conference, and again saying that we are very much looking forward to meeting you all in Lisbon in November. So next slide, please. Just to give you an idea, this is still just a selection, okay, of the exhibitors that will be at the conference with their own stands. So there will be a big villa from the European Commission. There will also be a Portuguese corner, just a place where Portuguese stands can have their stands. They can show themselves there. There's also stands from the European platforms, from projects. So there's a wide variety of exhibitors already confirmed. Many more that are under negotiation and under confirmation, but we cannot publish them at the moment. But just to give you an idea of how many stands we will have. So it's a big exhibition area. Next slide, please. Also on the website is already available the interactive exhibition floor plan, again, to give you an idea of where these institutions will be placed. Just to let you know again, there will be a big central village from the Commission, also the Portuguese corner, and then also areas dedicated to startups, to other types of demonstrations that I will talk about a little bit in a few slides, and the catering area. So you will be able to see everything that is going to happen at this exhibition area in the pavilions of CCL. Next slide, please. A big part of this conference is related with demonstrations, and one of my colleagues will present a little bit about this in their presentation next. But just to give you an idea, there will be this very highly interactive area where you can still apply if you have any demonstrations, if you have any prototypes, any products or services that you would like to make available for participants to try on. So we have this very interactive area where you can present it in slots, in a live theater. So these demonstrations can also take place indoor, outdoor. So everything can be accommodated according to your needs. Okay, so the demonstrations are also part of the program and a very exciting part of the program. Next slide, please. Also, if you would like to host your own event, we have this possibility to host a side event. There's place within the CCL if you want to organize a project meeting, your own get-together, your own network event within the conference. This is also completely possible. So you can have access to exhibition areas, you can have access to all of these meetings that are going to take place within TRA. So this is really all about getting to know each other, networking, being connected to one another. So this is also a possibility for you. Next slide, please. Just to give you an idea, we have many sponsors. This is institutions that are sponsoring the conference. We have big names such as BMW, also big names in Portugal such as Email, Infraestruturas Portugal, also AVL. So next slide, please. Just to give you an idea, we have Of course, Turismo de Portugal, we heard the presentation before, and many others that are also still under negotiation. So we are very lucky to have an exquisite selection of partners working with us to make this possible, this conference possible. Next slide, please. Finally, and again, this is the information that you can also find at the website. Of course, you can still register. We are every day receiving lots of registrations. This is the registration table that you can also find on the website. On the website, you can see all the everything that includes each ticket. So there's the various categories on the available. So you just have to select the one that suits you. Next slide, please. And also there's, just for your information, a wide variety of hotels. There are partners with us, so you can also very easily plan your accommodation, your trip to Lisbon. All the information is at the website. In any case, we are fully available to take all of your questions, all of your doubts. There's the contacts on the website. There's here another contact at this webpage. So anything that you need, please do contact us, and we are very happy to assist you in planning your trip to TRA. Next slide, please. Yes, and I'm finalizing my presentation just to again invite you to be part of this European Research and Technology Conference on Transport and Mobility. So TRA, as we have heard so many times during this morning and in other events that have been organized, TRA addresses really the major challenges and opportunities in terms of smart solutions in society, green mobility and decarbonization, innovative infrastructures, policies and economics for Europe 2030, for a more competitive Europe. And this is our Europe. So this means that over these 4 days and in more than 100 sessions, we have the plenary, the technical, the scientific, invited, so many sessions. There will be key topics discussed, such as connected and automated multimodal mobility. We are always talking here about multimodal mobility, energy efficiency as well, electrification, alternative fuels, planning and policy for recovery and resilience. So these are just a few hints of the topics that will be discussed with a wide variety of participants. We are expecting much more than 1,500 coming from all over Europe. So you have to be part of this. Lisbon and the TRA will be the arena for researchers, industry representatives, public administrations, politics, policymakers, so everyone will be there, framing research and transport policies, debating new ideas, showcasing technological solutions, presenting new business models, so mobilizing the best brains that there are all over Europe, and experiencing the future of transport and mobility, which is all that we are addressing. So I hope that you will be part of this unforgettable experience. And again, thank you for your time, and we look forward very much to meeting you in Lisbon.
Thank you very much, Luis and Marta. We have here a very straightforward question from the audience, going back a bit regarding the registrations. People are asking if there is any kind of a deadline, especially for delegations, you know, that a company or city or foundation that usually traditionally brings more than just one person. Is there a maximum date, a deadline to submit?
Yes, unfortunately, the early bird has already passed, but still we have a promotional price, so to say, until the 10th of November. So we really urge you to try to get this, because otherwise it's only on site, which is a bit more pricey. So until the 10th of November, please make all your arrangements. There's still room for many more participants. So yes, please bear in mind the 10th of November as really the deadline for still guaranteeing a nice price for the conference.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Now we have a date, a deadline, 10th of November. Don't forget, that's really the deadline to register to this event and to benefit from a prize. So now the next point is obviously linked to Portugal. So this type of events, of course, as you saw, it's really pan-European. A lot of stakeholders throughout Europe are participating, but it's always the occasion as well to brand the country that is hosting. And that's the case in, presenting technical visits and demonstrations. Our next speaker, Cristina Freire, she's a civil engineer from LNEC with a lot of experience in this field, and she's going to talk about the 11 technical visits that TRA prepared and what visitors from abroad can discover in Portugal and learn from each other. You have the floor, please. I believe you need to unmute your mic.
Okay. I believe it's okay.
Yes.
So, good morning to you all. It's a pleasure to be here and to present you the technical tours and demonstrations that are being proposed to all the participants in TRA Lisbon. So, I'm going to make a simple overview. Of course, all this information is or will be at the conference site, all details, all schedules. However, I'm going to do some highlight on some points that can be a little more interesting to you at this moment. So, the technical tours, we are going to start with the technical tours. A total of, sorry, there is something here I'd like to take off this. Just a moment, please. Well, a total of 11 technical tours were organized for you, covering all transport modes and intermodal system as follow here regarding road, railway, maritime, air, and intermodal or multimodal system. We have 3 technical tours on road. I will present it a little more detailed further. And here we have the first one, that is a visit to Pillar 7 bridge experience. It will be an interactive and immersive experience that will allow a unique discovery of our suspension bridge. So it will cover, let's say, the road and railway infrastructures. We'll have a visit to the Caris Museum, a very interesting museum with all the history regarding public transportation company in Lisbon city. Here we have the visit to Road Traffic Control Center. Sorry, why do you? Also the Railway Operational Control Center. So I'm just presenting some overview with some very, very interesting pictures that can highlight the interest of these technical tours. Here the visit also to the Center for Coordination and Control of Maritime and Traffic and Safety. That will be very interesting, that it provides an insight into the operations of a Maritime Administration Control Center. It will be on Tagus River. The next one will be the Lisbon Air Traffic Control Center. Also, at this moment, we are having some construction regarding Metro Lisboa, and we can have the chance to learn about the expansion project of Lisbon Metro line and visit some tunnels under construction. we are proposing also a visit to the Lisbon cruise terminal, to the Lisbon Intelligent Management Platform, and of course, regarding Gira Lisbon bicycles, that has to do with the smooth transportation modes, very interesting and very important in Lisbon for this moment. At least, the last but not the least, we have Mobi Cascais, a technical visit that offers the participant an insight into an integrated system for the management of sustainability mobility. And just to present you here, not in detail, but the schedule of the technical tours. And I'd like to say that all the tours will start and will beginning and end at Lisbon Congress Center. Transport, when needed, will be also in the program. So we'll have, you don't need to be worried about the transportation from and to the visit. And we had also another detail. We have take in consideration that most of these visits don't coincide with the plenary sections or the strategic sessions. So we can choose technical visits and also participate on the plenary sessions and technical or strategic sessions without any issue. So now I'm going to present you something about demonstrations. As my colleague Marta Pinto also referred, we prepare very interesting areas that will allow all the communication and participation in this area. And of course,
and Cristina, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we have a question about regarding the previous slide, so I think it's a good moment just to quickly reply. The question is about, so the person understood that this timetable will allow people to follow the events, but also participate in the technical tours, but do they need to choose? Or will
yes,
they...
it's important. Yes, all the information will be in the site. You have to select to choose which technical visit you want to participate in.
So it's not possible to do the 11. They will need to choose at some point.
Yes, of course, it's not possible at all because we have some limitation as expected. You can see here that some of the visits only allow, for instance, 15 persons, other 25. It has to do with the characteristics of each visit.
Thank you very much.
Everything will be detailed on site, on the website.
Thank you very much. Please proceed.
Thank you very much. So, regarding the demonstrations, as you know, and my colleague Marta Pinto already referred, these demonstrations are very important events that take place during a TRA conference and that will take place in TRA conference here in Lisbon, because a dedicated demonstration area is prepared and enables to present showcase state-of-the-art technology innovations for every type of participation. Let's say we expect to have business partners, researchers, academia, industry stakeholders, everyone that will be interested on this subject of the TRA conference. So at this moment, we have a total of 18 demonstrations proposed, covering all priority teams. As follow here, we have the 4 teams that are already referred, and we have 3 demonstrations for the first, 7 for team 2, 6 demonstrations regarding team 3, and 2 demonstrations for team 4. As follow here, just to present you an overview of the demonstrations and the teams they are addressed to. You can see here the sub-teams also, so they were classified in this way. You can see a very big interest here on the team 2, green mobility and decarbonization. It continues here. And just to have a brief overview of the several demonstrations for each team. You have here the names as the 6 demos here. And just finishing, but I'd like to reinforce that you still have time to submit a demonstration. You can go to the website of the TRA conference and you can still participate. Please don't miss the opportunity that you have to participate on this big, very important event regarding transportation. Thank you very much for your attention.
And Cristina, thank you very much. Your last point was one of the questions that was popping up as well, so that's great that you ended with that point. Obviously, TRA wouldn't be possible without key strategic partners from both the public and private companies and other relevant stakeholders. Our next speaker, Mariana Vasconcelos from the Lisbon Congress Center, which is the venue hosting TRA, will explain how the partners can display their know-how in an efficient way and real-time engaging way as well. Please, Mariana, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Antonio. I don't see if you see my screen. No.
Yes, we do.
You do. Okay.
We did.
But not me. Sorry. No,
yes.
but I cannot. Okay. Thank you, Antonio. Welcome to all of you that are listening to this webinar. So my colleagues has already explained a little bit about TRA. What I'm going to try to do is for those who are still thinking to come to TRA to show you how logistically the venue is prepared to hold the event and how the exhibition is going so far, as well as the other areas of the venue. I cannot change my presentation. Okay. So the venue is the Lisbon Congress Center. The Lisbon Congress Center was launched in 1991 and then was refurbished and expanded in 2003. The venue is the biggest Congress Center that we have in Lisbon, Portugal. It has 8 auditoriums, 33 meeting rooms, and 10,000 square meters of exhibition area. It's located near the Belém historical area, facing the river, and it has a walking distance for major hotels and 15 minutes from downtown. The venue is divided into 2 floors, and in the first floor we will have during TRA the opening ceremony and plenary session in the Auditorium 1, that is the main one for 1,500 people. As Marta was saying, we are expecting that this number of delegates or more, and if we do it for us, it will be great, and we can overflow to the other auditoriums. Then we will have also in the first floor the auditorium that will have the strategic sessions and some of the scientific and technical sessions. In Pavilion 4 in here, you will have the poster area, and all of this first floor will connect to the exhibition area that will be on the ground floor. At the ground floor, you have the main entrance for the venue, where the registration is going to be. So it is here in the foyer A, it will be the registration area. All delegates will register here, and then you can go to Pavilion 1, that is the main entrance for the exhibition, that connects to Pavilion 2. Oh, sorry. That connects to Pavilion 2, where the exhibition will also be. In the ground floor, we will also have the rooms for the invited sessions and also some more auditoriums for the scientific and the technical sessions. The venue is very flexible, and when you are here for the first hours, you will see that it's very easy to access either the exhibition, the auditoriums, everything. It's very flexible, and the building it's very easy to access. General information about TRA. So we are going to do the TRA, as you already know, 14 to 17 November, 4 days of event. And the exhibition will set up on the 12th and 13th of November. So for those who have space only, so for those who are building their own stands, the setup will start on the 12th at 8 in the morning, and it goes up to 8 p.m., 12th and 13th of November. For those who have shell schemes, so the ones who will build the stand, they can be at the venue on the 13th November between 8 to 8. Also, the exhibition will start on the 14th at lunchtime. So for those who want to finish their stand in the morning or for the 14th up to 12, they can do it. The event will have 4 days, the gala dinner on the 15th of November, and dismantling on the 17th after the conference ends, or in the 18th for those who needs to an extra day to do the dismantling. The registration is mandatory, so we will have different kind of registers. Every participant will be registered on site, and you will print your own badge because you are going to receive a code and a self-check-in at the registration area. So all delegates need to have a badge in order to allow to come to the Congress Center. Exhibitors with the registered badges can also attend the conference, and all the delegates will have their own badge. So this is the general view of the floor plan. As I already explained to you, the main entrance will be here in the Pavilion 1. On your right, you will have the demonstration area indoor, and at the main entrance of the CCL, you will have the demonstration area outdoor. In Pavilion 1, we will also have shell scheme startups and a lounge for catering. In Pavilion 2, that connects here from Pavilion 1, you will have the general exhibition area, European Village, and Portugal Corner. So Pavilion 1 will have the main entrance. We will have a catering area where coffee breaks and lunches are going to be served, either in Pavilion 1 and Pavilion 2. So all the delegates at the conference, at the breaks for the sessions, can go to the exhibition area and have their coffee, their lunches, in order to turn the exhibition area more dynamic. The interactive area here, the demonstration indoor, will have a live theater where all the demonstrators can do their pitches and presentations, as well as some places to have a seat, have a meeting. Pavilion 1 connects to Pavilion 2. In Pavilion 2, so connects in here, you will have the European Village with major stands, and in your left side, the Portugal Corner, where the national entities will be present. You also have different places for catering, where coffee breaks and lunches will be served. So the general exhibition area, it's a total of Pavilion 1 and 2. In Pavilion 1, we have 1,800 square meters, Pavilion 2 with 3,800 square meters. In total, we have 7,000 gross area for exhibition. And you will have in Pavilion 1 demonstration area, catering startups, Pavilion 2, Portugal Corner, European Village, and coffee break and lunches. The demonstration interactive area, I think Anna, Cristina, and Marta also already talked about it. So it will be either in Pavilion 1, and we will have outside demonstrations at the main entrance. So delegates can either be inside or outside. We still have some places available. Each demonstration will have their own stand and a demonstration just in front. You will have a screen to present some videos, and it will have a live theater for the pitches. The pitches will be done mostly during coffee breaks, lunch times, so delegates can attend the pitches as well as attend the conference. So we will try to do this in some times that everyone will still around the exhibition area. The resume for the exhibition, so at the moment we have 56 exhibitors in total, 19 for startups and shell schemes, 15 demonstrations confirmed, already registered and confirmed, and 14 exhibitors that will customize their own booth. In total, as I already told you, we will have around 7,000 square meters gross, which represents 4,000 square meters net. Also, just to speak a little bit about the sponsors, Marta already talked a little bit about it. So this conference is still possible because we have lots of sponsors and the people who wants to support the TRA. At the moment we have CP as the gold sponsor. CP is a state-owned business entity and an active player in society, the full responsibility for contributing towards the economic development. We have silver sponsors as BMW and ML. ML is the Empresa de Mobilidade and Parking of Lisbon. We have infrastructures and AVL as bronze, the national sponsor, and Tommy and ICTS as partners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mariana. There are quite some questions for you, which is good. So there is the first one, very pragmatic, is for those that register and followed your instructions or proposal for hotels. Is there any shuttle foresee from the hotels, different hotels, to the CCL?
No, no shuttle service available. But all the hotels that are at the website, most of them are as walking distance, and the ones from the city center, we have bus transportation, public transportation, electric, so we have different kind of public transportation for the venue.
All right. Another question is regarding the floor map. So would that be public information to see what are the stands that are already booked and those that are free in which area? So for those that are considering to join, they know where they will be.
The interactive floor plan has been launched last Friday, and at the website you can see all the exhibitors who already have their booths. You can see the location of their booths, and you can also see the ones who are still available.
So that can be seen in an interactive way. So for those who are interested.
Yeah.
Now, there is another question that perhaps you could assist as well. It's also linked to the technical tours. It's the difficulty, in fact, to find it on the website. So I don't know if you have the opportunity to share the website to exactly show where this information is located. We have two questions about the technical tours. Where can people access the technical tours and the agenda on the website?
Yes, you have a separator on the website that says technical visits, and it will be, I don't know, the registration form for the technical visits, it's not published yet. It will be during the day, today or tomorrow. So people can choose which technical visit they want to get in, and they need to register in the website.
So as of tomorrow, it will be possible to
It will be possible for people to register to the technical visits, yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Mariana. Those were the main questions. I invite all of those that are attending, if they want to ask a final question, this is the moment before we close the session. In the meantime, I would just recap a few points. So the deadline is until the 10th of November to register to benefit from the prize. The TRA is going to take place in Lisbon from the 14th to the 17th of November. Sponsors are still welcomed, exhibitors are still welcome, so there is still time. So in 50 days time the event will start, so there is still time to consider your participation. Within the website there is all the contact details from the team, from the different entities that presented today, everything about this conference. So if there is any question, feel free to contact them at any time. And as for the technical tours, as of tomorrow, the information and the possibility to register will be available. So you will also be able to go through the 11 technical tours. If there is no more questions, I think we can close this webinar. It was really a pleasure to moderate this conversation, and I truly hope on behalf of all the organizers to see you in Lisbon from the 14th to the 17th November. Thank you very much.